What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Now, it looks like last year, 2012, was the year of the upset. We seen Josecito Lopez upset Victor Ortiz. We seen Manny Pacquiao knocked out when he took majority of their previous fights against Juan Manuel Marquez. We also seen fights like Chavez Jr. and Sergio Martinez, where Chavez Jr. almost upset Sergio. And then we also had fights like Danny Garcia, Amir Khan, the underdog won, that kind of thing. Berto Guerrero. I mean, I'm not sure what people. It was the year of the upset. So it is looking like this is going to be the year of the injury. Every year boxing has something. Year of the upset was last year, and I guess year of the injury is this year. Because so far we've had 3 fights that were supposed to take place in the first 2 months of the 2013 calendar year that are not taking place. Andre Ward versus Kelly Pavlik, out. Andre Ward had to get surgery on his shoulder, and now Kelly Pavlik's saying he's retired. He's not really, his heart's not in it. He'd rather spend time with his family, etc. So we don't know who Andre Ward's going to fight when he does recover from his injury. Danny Garcia, Zab Judah, another fight, second week of February, I believe, February 9th. It was supposed to take place. I was definitely wanting to see that, waiting to see it. I had a prediction video up. Danny Garcia, out, per injury. Fights postponed till April, late April. Now, we have Kell Brook versus Devon Alexander. Who will win? I don't know, because that fight that was also supposed to take place in February got postponed. And I'm sure most of you guys have heard it by now. I'm just going to give you my thoughts on the whole scenario and the situation or whatever. But I really hope that either the fighters and trainers can take it easier, or whatever is happening in sparring, or whatever's getting their fighters injured so frequently. I hope this is not a trend for the 2013 year, because there's a lot of fights that us as boxing fans are looking forward to, and we're not getting them, at least when we think we're going to get them. And I don't know. I just don't. I'd rather see them when they're supposed to. Like, I'd rather see Zab Judah and Danny Garcia in February, because who knows what will happen in between February and April. I mean, 30 days per month, basically. So, as far as Kell Brook versus Devon Alexander, I was definitely willing to see this. I wanted to see it. I don't know if it's high on a lot of other people's totem pole as far as boxing matches, but for a free fight, it's definitely something I want to see. You have Kell Brook, who's over in the UK, who's big. He's had his beef kind of with Amir Khan, saying who would win out of that. They were on Sky Sports, I believe. I posted a video on that a while ago. And they fought in the amateurs. Amir Khan saying he got the best of Kell Brook. Kell Brook saying the opposite. And now Kell Brook is this undefeated fighter. But more or less he's fighting Euro bums and people who aren't really pound for pound top contenders in the sport, I guess you could say. So this was going to be his big test. I believe it was his second fight in the United States. And it was against a slick fighter like Devon Alexander, who's coming off of back-to-back wins. He's on a win streak. He beat Maidana's first fight at 147. And then he went on to beat Randall Bailey in a snooze fest that was on the undercard of Danny Garcia, Eric Morales 2. So I was anxious to see it. We got an undefeated fighter. Both fighters are young. Both fighters can be considered in their prime. They're definitely not like a Shane Mosley or something where they're 41 still fighting and haven't won in several years or anything like that. So you could definitely say both fighters are young and they're still in their prime. Again, Kell Brook's undefeated. Devon Alexander's on a win streak. So I wanted to see what would happen when those paths collide. And it'll be like an eliminator. It'd be for the IBF welterweight title, and then maybe the winner of this fight will get a shot at I don't know, Paulie Malignaggi, Floyd Mayweather. I'm really not sure, but I was just anxious to see this fight. Now we won't get to see it. Kell Brook did speak to Sky Sports News Radio, and this is what he had to say. He said, "I'm in complete shock. This was a massive moment for me, but I'll be on the phone to Eddie as soon as I can to find out exactly what's going on. I'm in tip-top shape. I've had a fantastic training camp, and I was ready to go and try to take that title. When I walked into the gym at 9 years old, it's all I ever wanted, to become a world champion. I'm in shock. I just don't know what to say. So that's from Kell Brook over in the UK. He did a interview responding to the matter. And Devon Alexander, he's out. He has a bicep tear, a bicep injury, and they're saying he can't fight. So the February fight, it was supposed to take place February 23rd. Looks like it's being postponed. As of right now, I have not heard of a definitive date in which this new fight or new date is going to take place. And the only other thing that I'm curious about is because, at least in the Danny Garcia Zab Judah fight, that is a money making fight. Like, I don't know if you guys know this, but they're going to have that fight at the Barclays, and the Barclays has an exclusive agreement for boxing fights with Golden Boy Promotions. They have like some kind of pact or deal where Golden Boy has exclusive rights to that arena to promote their boxing. However, they just have to sell a certain amount of tickets. So in that instance, Zab Judah and Danny Garcia, Zab's from Brooklyn, Danny Garcia's from the East Coast, Philly, and that's going to sell regardless, I believe, and especially based on the styles and the way they were talking, and Angel Garcia yelling at Zab and going at it, and the press conference. That fight's going to sell, so I have no doubt that even getting postponed, there's going to be some people that still want to see that fight, and it'll be sold out or close to sold out or whatever the situation is. However, with Kell Brook or Devon Alexander, as a boxing fan, this is a fight that I want to see. But in terms of a money-making fight, I don't think that this is that big of a money-making fight, because look at the people involved. Devon Alexander, he's a slick fighter. He's a good fighter. And he just doesn't really have a name. Like, he really doesn't have a name. He's not that he's fought people. He's fought like Timothy Bradley and Maidana and people like that. But he doesn't have a household name. Somebody like a Pacquiao or Floyd Mayweather or Cotto. He's not that big of a star in the sport, I guess you could say. So that's one thing. And then he's fighting a relatively unknown guy from the UK, unless you follow boxing, which is Kell Brook. And I don't really know what's going to happen, because I don't know. They said they're going to redo it, but my fear is that maybe they scrap it, because there's not that much money in this fight, to my knowledge. So if you guys know something I don't, correct me. Let me know. Leave a comment. That's just my opinion. Like I said, I want to see the fight, but I don't think it's that big of a money-making fight, because neither of the fighters have that much of a star power in the United States. So that's my only comment, 2 cents, whatever you want to call it. Anyway, let me know what you guys think of this. Subscribe, comment, and hate. Either way, I'm still getting the views. Until next video, it's Ego signing off.